This is a free sample of the book How to Talk to 9's and 10's by Cairo Copeland. The first half of the book is posted right here on YouTube, free for everyone to listen to. If you like this content and want to hear or read the rest of it, or want to listen to it free of ads, visit reinventideal.com/talk. The book is available on Kindle, paperback, and Audible at reinventideal.com/talk. Chapter 7. Flirting her up without creeping her out. Now that you know how to converse and aren't afraid of running out of things to say, there's still one missing element of talking to 9's and 10's. If you use only what's been written so far, that will help you make a lot of friends, but it won't get you on dates. To do that, you must learn how to flirt. Flirting is how you arouse her interest and making her start imagining both of you together. This is definitely what you want her thinking about, but also in a fun and suggestive way. Flirting comes natural to women because they can get away with anything. If a woman came up to you and said, "I'd love to put lipstick on your dipstick," you wouldn't object as long as she was hot. It doesn't come so easily for guys, and there's no way we'd ever get away with saying something like that. Especially with the Me Too era. A lot of guys are afraid to flirt with women because they don't want to look creepy and get accused of harassment. But the reason they do is precisely because the way they flirt is creepy. I'd bet that many of those harassment claims arose because the guy was trying to flirt, but was too clumsy with it and overly direct. The proper way is to be subtle. You want to tease and excite her, not shock her. The two elements that make flirting successful are subtext and frame. You want her to be having fun while you're flirting with her, feeling inspired to take on a challenge, and also turned on and excited. Subtext. Subtext is when there are connotations to what you say, when you can dish out a flirtation that flies under the radar, almost unnoticed, but has more depth and possibility to it when you really think about it. The preference is implicit over explicit. Her, "I need a new bikini." Him, "I need to see you in one." The problem here is he's made himself too explicit. There's no mystery for her to unravel or discover. The exchange is robbed of all its fun. Her, "I need a new bikini." Him, "Those things do have a way of showing the feminine beauty while hiding the naughty bits." Or take it even more subtle. Her, "I need a new bikini." Him, "I gotta tell you, I really go for women that wear them." You can feel the difference. The statements of interest do not declare it, but rather imply it. In all these, he's expressing interest in her, but in the last two, he's doing it without expressing it. The idea is to say you like something about her without giving away that you like her specifically, but do hint at it. The implication is exciting to her. You could call this safe intrigue. She's more comfortable with those statements than with something that makes you sound like a horny caveman with a raging erection trying to bone every pretty thing in sight. Instead, communicate just enough of your desire while keeping her at ease. The problem with when you're explicit is it indicates to her that you have no standards for her to meet. You're easy to get. There's always going to be someone that looks better in a bikini than her, so it really does nothing for her when you tell her you want to see her in one. It's not interesting and not inspiring wonder. Those things do have a way of showing the feminine beauty while hiding the naughty bits. Has more subtext. It says he likes the way women look in them, implying he'd like to look at her in one without saying it. This statement has plausible deniability, and he definitely does not sound like a drooling, orbiting simp. I gotta tell you, I really go for women that go for bikinis, implies he'd be into this woman, but hasn't really said it. There's still plausible deniability because she hasn't really said she wears them regularly. Interested, but not drooling. Tone and facial expression matters here too. You want a deep, sexy tone. What I tell my clients is to study and attempt to mimic Morpheus from The Matrix Reloaded. When Niobe is asking him for a dance, he says to her, "There are some things in this world, Niobe, that never change." The way he says that, and the emphasis he adds, make it sound like just the right level of flirty. In the movie, he must conceal his desire for her because she belongs to his superior officer. In real life, you want to conceal your desire as well, but let it slip out in small teases like this. You will also need to employ an alluring look. That's done by a partial smile, one that does not show teeth. More like James Bond and less like the Joker. These two statements also indicate that this man has standards. He doesn't confirm that she's meeting them, but does imply it. The first one just sounds simpy. If what you say sounds like it could have been said by a simp on Twitch to an e-thought, then it's not proper flirting. Women want a man that is attracted specifically to them, not just any woman that looks hot. They want to know that you have standards and that her being able to meet them is why you're interested in them. You want to show that your attraction to her is in a way that is unique and exclusive to her, not just because she's another pretty face. Frame. The concept of frame refers to who is entering whose world. Are you abandoning your dominion for hers, or is she abandoning hers to step into yours? When she is in your frame, she is stepping into your world, and you are seen as the expert navigator within it and the authority of that world, much like the scene in Westworld, where Anthony Hopkins' character, Dr. Ford, is showing a young boy how he has godlike power and control over the world they're in. Everything in this world is magic, he says, except to the magician. To ensure that you own the frame, two of your best tools are quick wits and faster reflexes. Her. Ugh, my boobs hurt. Him. I'm pretty good at massaging them and can make them feel good. There's an instant turn-off. So let's try that again. Her. Ugh, my boobs hurt. Him. Well, I'd suggest icing them, but you know what that will do. The humor in this is enough to turn her on like the joke suggests. Her. Ugh, my boobs hurt. Him. Well, of course, when was the last time you took them out for air? Again, the difference is between explicit and implicit. What you want to bear in mind is who is trying to meet whose standards. The first example in both scenarios, the guy is clearly trying to puff himself up as meeting her standards. But in the latter ones, he's positioning it to imply she may be meeting his. This is why you want to assume the woman is attracted to you in every interaction. If you assume it, you can flirt with her in a manner that assumes she's into you. Therefore, you do better at holding the frame and reshaping it as one where she is chasing you. In that last example, it's not, "Show me your tits!" It's a fine-crafted, witty response that implies he may want to see them, but also has plausible deniability again. The lie many simps believe is that women are not interested in men, nor sex with men. Thus, men must earn sex credits. But the fact is that women love a man with a healthy sex drive, meaning he has a lot of sex, but that's because he's really good at giving it rather than seeking it. And they love a man with the confidence to be honest about it without coming off as a complete pervert. Notice how the guys that get sex the most are the ones that act the least perverted and immature. Part of what makes a flirtation creepy is a neutral tone, facial expression when it feels so serious that it makes it sound like a Me Too harassment. You want to convey an attitude that you don't take yourself too seriously, or her for that matter. That's where wit will serve you. While you act under the impression that she's chasing you, you also act as though you're clueless about her intent until she said something. After she says something, you want to act confused, but intrigued. Position yourself as the more innocent party. Her. I need a new bikini. Him. I see what you're doing. Her. What? Him. Trying to make me think of you in a bikini. Her. No! Him. Good, because that won't work. What you do is twist whatever she says into an attempt to flirt you up. This makes the interaction more fun, exciting, and even sexually okay. Further, it's not creepy or explicit. It's lighthearted and implied. Phrases you can use to this effect. Didn't even buy me a drink first. Good thing we met in public. Damn, you do start fast. If we were at work, you'd be hearing from HR right about now. For a great example of this, check out the first Men in Black movie. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and watch it because it's the only good one in the entire franchise. Pay close attention to the scene when Will Smith's character is trying to get the cat from the lady doctor at the morgue. While in the movie, she's pretending to be sexually throwing herself at him while trying to covertly present a serious matter. In real life, it's never like this. But pay attention to Will Smith's attitude. He clearly believes she is trying to get into his pants, and everything he says from that point on is under that presumption. Him. Cat came in with a corpse the other day. Orion on the name tag. Her. Yes, that's right. Him. Right. Well, this cat is a witness in a murder case. I'm going to need to take him with me to ask him a few questions. He starts out with something totally ridiculous, slightly not confident about himself, but presents it so seriously. Her. Well, I don't know where the cat is right now. It seems she buys that. Now, in real life, what you do here is use that innocent opener. That seems totally ridiculous to start a conversation with a random woman about. She probably knows that, and somewhat figures that you were just looking for an excuse to talk to her. So if she's receptive to it, she must be somewhat interested in you. Him. Oh, you don't? Her. No, but maybe you could take me with you instead. This confirmed for Will Smith's character that she was into him. Now, through the rest of this interaction, she is in his frame and acts under the assumption that she wants to bed him. Him. Damn, you do start fast, don't you? Her. I'd really like to go with you. Now. Him. And exactly why is that? He continues to play innocent and fishing for more information, but he's confident throughout the rest of the interaction. This is precisely how you want to be. Study his attitude and demeanor in this scene. If you can replicate it, you may present yourself as just as irresistible. There's a reason Will Smith went on to become the big star he is. His personality and vibe is magnetic. Everyone can also relate to him. He's both a ladies' man, but also one of the guys. Know when to quit though. You can overdo the flirting. After 2 innuendos, you're usually good to stop, unless she keeps going on with it. A guy who doesn't flirt is boring, but a guy who flirts too much is annoying. Thank you for listening to this free sample of the book How to Talk to 9's and 10's by Cairo Copeland. If you enjoyed it and want to hear or read the rest, or want to listen to it free of ads, visit reinventideal.com/talk, where the book is available on Kindle, paperback, and Audible at reinventideal.com/talk.